Welcome to Big Ideas Little Table, where the table is little and the ideas are big. I'm Peter.
And I'm Chris.
And this is Dad News Daily, Weekly. On our first subject, we have news we don't care about. So there are a lot of things that dads care about, a lot of things that dads don't care about in the news. I filtered that for you, dads. So do not fear. I'm here to protect you from all the nonsense in the world. First nonsense we have, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, their trial is finally over.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one more thing we don't have to worry about, even though we were never worrying about it to begin with.
Are we not worrying about it?
Not worrying about it, but one thing that was annoying about it is that every time I go to different news sites, what's the first thing on the cover, right? Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. Glad it's over. Now I don't have to see it. Your opinion?
Well, the only thing I cared about was the pooping.
So according to dads, that's what piqued our interest. We're like, someone pooped the bed? What the hell?
Yes. Generally, maybe this is why I got into nursing. Feces draws my attention.
It all makes you were destined to do it.
All I've ever wanted to do is be involved in poop.
Well, I'm glad it was nursing and not some other form of entertainment. A lot of ways we could go there.
We're not going to discuss those ways at all.
Second news article or second piece of news that we don't have to care about anymore. This is one that I find incredibly disturbing, interesting, that dads just don't even care about, but I don't know why it's news. The article is titled, and I quote, "Breastfeeding Mom Saves Pet Goose from Bald Eagle." Why is this stuff on there? Do dads need to know about this? Chris, what do you think?
First of all, was she breastfeeding while saving the pet goose?
I didn't watch the video. I didn't even want to go there. It was a time suck. As a dad, I was just like, my first thought was like, why did she take the food from that poor bald eagle? He was just trying to eat. How un-American.
Do bald eagles often eat geese? I thought they were more of a rodent.
Maybe he wanted the milk and was using that as a distraction.
So the mom was breastfeeding the goose?
That's true. I didn't click on the video. We don't know what she was breastfeeding, so it's very possible.
I feel like there's so much to unpack with this article.
Either way, dads, this is a waste of time. Skip over it. News we don't care about. Number 3. This one I stumbled into. The Pride Whopper. This is such... I know.
You seem so disappointed.
I'm so disappointed. And not because of Pride. I actually think Pride is awesome.
Sure.
You know? I totally support it. It's great. Love what you guys do. And love that you have a good time with it. You know?
Sure.
My problem is that, first of all, the BK Lounge trying to hop on this. I'm like, come on, guys. This is just a sad attempt. Make the rainbow burgers or something like that would be cool. But what they're doing is they're making the two buns of the patty equal in size, which logically it just doesn't make sense. And this is why I have such a big qualm with it, is because I'm like, this is not functional. There's no reason to do this. You could have just made bigger patties and had the patties be equally the same. That would be awesome.
So is it 2 sesame seeds?
Yeah, it's like 2 sesame seeds or like 2 flat ones.
That's just going to get more seeds everywhere.
And not to mention, how is the burger going to stay up, right?
Because you usually have the flat base and then the rounded top to give you a nice presentation.
It's made like that for a reason, Burger King. Let's not mess with nature, okay?
I agree. Pride is, all for it. But, I feel like there's a lot of people who just kind of jump on and try and also this, come on, can we... The burgers themselves were not discriminatory, or they weren't for or against. They're just burgers. They're just burgers.
They're just burgers. Let's not mess with the perfect structure of them. Come on.
It's like Oreo trying to change the flavor of the cream. Why do they keep doing that? Just leave it as Oreos. Double stuff, fine, but don't put watermelons and other weird flavor.
It never works. I don't know anyone that's like, you know what the best Oreos are? Yeah, the original. That's it. Yeah. The original Oreos are the best flavor. Just stop with the other ones. True. It's just garbage.
Okay. Yeah.
On that subject, Pop-Tarts should only make cherry Pop-Tarts. That should be a thing. You can take this idea. I will not come after you for money. We don't need the other ones, okay? It's just not a thing. Strawberry. Can we just stop? It's the wannabe cherry, and we all know it.
Okay, first of all, I love strawberry Pop-Tarts.
You would. you would.
And I will hear nothing against them. If you want to get rid of the cinnamon sugar ones, those with the brown top, I don't know.
So we can agree. Those were always, at Costco, this is my one qualm with Costco. is that they have these big packages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love it. Love Costco. But they have these big packages, like the 3 cereal package one, where it's like
Yes.
Cocoa Puffs. Is it Trix? Cocoa
Yes.
Puffs, Trix, and Lucky Charms. And I'm like, they always have to ruin it with the bad one. Like in every big package, they always include the bad one in there. And the Pop-Tarts are the same way. It was like cherry, strawberry, and then the cinnamon brown sugar. And you know what was always left? There was the cinnamon brown sugar. And in the package of cereal, the Lucky Charms. Like Costco, just put all the good ones in there. You know we all like cherry. Just do all cherry. We all like Trix or Cocoa Puffs. Just do a big box of 3 bags of Cocoa Puffs. Like, come on, is that too much to ask for?
The other one that they did with that was Chex, because corn Chex. I mean, come on, is there anything better than corn Chex? Rice, okay. And then the wheat ones, it was like, what is this? This is like garbage. It's like eating shredded cardboard. Wow.
What evil genius is there at the Costco corporate office?
Put weed in there.
So don't do this. Oh, yes, we're going to do it. We're going to make it happen.
We have to offload these wheat. No one's going to eat them. You have to put them in the package.
It's terrible, and I completely agree with you on that one. So anyway, back to it. News we don't care about, dads, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, the breastfeeding mom that's saving geese from bald eagles, and the Pride Whopper. Do not care about these articles. Don't read them. Waste of time. News we do care about. Let's get into the good stuff, guys. Sure. Okay, you ready? This is going to blow your mind, and I told Chris just to tantalize him a little bit. Is that? It sounds like a weird adjective when I say it like that.
Say it again, but slower.
Tantalize. We're getting into our other video stream. Okay. The number one, which I'm most excited about. The EU agrees to make common chargers mandatory for mobiles. This is the European Union. Mobiles.
Thank you.
Tablets and cameras as of 2024.
Are they made out of aluminium, though?
Aluminium. Park it in the garage. But I guess the EU is different from UK. Sorry.
Yeah,
I know. I didn't get the political. Let's
go back to the Pride Whopper, please, and be more inclusive.
So anyway, this is amazing, and I don't know why we're not doing this in America. They basically came out and were like, Apple, you need to stop with this like different charger business. You know, is it the Lightning? Is it Android? What do you have? And I see this at the hospital all the time too. People are like, oh, do you have a charger for the phone? And I'm like, yeah, we got one right here. And they're like, oh, actually, it's an Android. And I'm like, oh, gross.
You're disgusting. Keep your filth away from me.
Get out of this hospital.
We don't treat your kind here.
No, really, I just feel bad because I'm like, we have like everything but that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
What if we just lived in a world where everything was charged from one plug and the EU did it? So good on you, EU. Your thoughts?
Well, I agree. I'm an Apple whore. I have, whatever, all of that stuff. But Apple does this thing. A, their charger doesn't match anybody else's. And B, they like change it every like 5 years. Like, hey, and now we have this one. So you're going to have to get all new chargers anyway. It's like, come on. Like, how is this not it's just such an obvious like money grab, I guess. And then like, oh, well, now we don't include headphones. And now you don't have a headphone jack. So you have to get the wireless headphones. It's like, they keep doing these things that like, yeah, that's cool. And we only work with our own products, and we're just going to keep changing those. So you can have to keep buying more of our stuff. It's gross. And I applaud the EU. Well done. And the people who changed the charger should be shot, I think. Not fatally, but like in the foot.
Yeah, just a light shooting in the foot. Come on. We didn't Nerf gun, but like the really hard ones that where like you get hit with it and you're like, ow.
Not the suction cup. Maybe even a paintball so that there's really some substance coming at you.
Next news that we do care about, dads. OnlyFans says it hasn't seen the same slowdown as Netflix. If you guys follow finance at all, Netflix has seen a big slowdown. Stock has dropped a lot. It's a big concern, especially in the streaming wars, Disney, Amazon Prime, Netflix. So apparently we were worried about OnlyFans,
I was.
Are they going to go down too? Are they going to make it through this possible recession? Fear not. The, I don't know if it's a founder, CEO, whatever it is, but people at the company are basically saying they're not seeing this slowdown and that they do not see any problems at the time being. So good news for OnlyFans or people that are into that.
As I always say, porn wins the day. So you can put that on a shirt. I'm gonna start my own OnlyFans. It's going to be great. I don't know that there'll be any subscribers. There's going to be a slowdown when I start my OnlyFans because I'm going to drive people away from the site.
That's going to cause a slowdown. They're like, we were doing so great until
And then this guy.
Chris came on and just ruined it all.
Damn it. Get him out of here. No,
But here's a question. If you could, and would you? That seemed like a woodchuck thing. You know what I'm saying? If you could, would
Can you
you?
say it again faster, though?
If you could, would you?
Beautiful. Yes. If I knew that I was going to make money, I don't know that there's a market for, potentially middle-aged.
There's a market for everything.
Yeah, fair.
Don't ask me how I know that.
Fair. Maybe I should just sell pictures of my feet, but I think the people who are into foot fetishes are generally guys.
Don't know many women into feet, men's feet anyway.
Not speaking ill of anybody, but I mean, I got hair on my feet. I mean, the toenails are trimmed, but I don't paint them.
There's got to be like a Hobbit channel, like OnlyFans, Hobbits only, like something like that.
People like hair. I mean, men and women. They're like girls like hairy guys like hairy women. I think there's a market for everything.
There's a market for everything. That's true.
Right
there's a niche for everything. I'm not one to judge. I'm all for people doing what makes them happy, as long as the caveat is that it doesn't hurt anyone in any way, that it's all consensual, and that usually my one of my last caveats is that it is edifying in some way. It's helping you progress as a person, bettering you in whatever way you think. I think if you meet all those characteristics or all those qualities, go for it. Yeah, have a good time. Now, let's say you're making the same wage you're making now, but you got to do OnlyFans. Would you do it?
It doesn't sound like it. I mean, okay. Apologies to everybody who is a content creator on OnlyFans, but it doesn't seem like it's that difficult.
Okay, challenge. We have a challenge here now. Now we got to see.
We can call it naivete because I obviously don't have an OnlyFans currently, but I feel like you just kind of get naked, or don't get naked and tantalize, tease the idea.
There we go.
Tantalize. That's going to be the word of the day. Can we get like a Sesame Street-esque like tantalize, where graphic comes along the top of the screen? The word of the day. Brought to you by Tantalize. So, if I was making the same amount. Well, now I'm concerned that my kids would walk in or something while I'm doing this. But maybe there's because then it's now we're veering into child pornography, which I do not support.
Not that, nothing like that. Just you.
Okay, so in this
the room is totally safe.
In this scenario, I am locked in a soundproof room creating my content,
and no one that ever is not going to see this that doesn't want to see it. It's completely safe,
okay,
only to consenting adults.
I mean, if people were willing to pay me what I'm making, potentially more if I make more content, I would do it.
Do you think your wife would be okay with it? Is the next question.
She doesn't need to know.
All right, and an even bigger question: what would be your name? What would be your stage name?
Oh. Peter, you put me on the spot here.
I just want the stadium. You think about that. This is what put me on that subject, is because I walked my kid to the park.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been seeing these nice cars, and these nice cars have like a hashtag on there, right? Mm-hmm. And then one time I saw a sticker on one of these nice cars that had that hashtag or Instagram account, whatever.
Sure.
And then at back, it said like paid for by OnlyFans, which I guess they make these stickers for people. And I was like, it was a Corvette. It was a nice Corvette. That got me thinking. I was like, wait a minute. So naturally I had to look this person up, and I was like, oh, holy crap. Like this is the thing.
Does your wife know you got on OnlyFans?
She doesn't have to know.
So proud of you. I feel like I'm instilling a lot of knowledge.
But that made it more real, because you always see these people like online or
sure.
like hear about them, I should say. Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, well, yeah, they did it, but like this is not like this is like a 1 in a billion thing.
Sure.
But to see someone down the street, I'm like, this is like living, breathing thing. Like people are making money off this. Anyway, I don't condone it. Just if it's right for you. I'm also not against it, because I suppose you could go on there and just do educational things or
sure.
wash your laundry or something, right? I don't see.
Should we get naked now to just get started, or am I reading the room?
Not with me in the room.
No.
We're totally. Last piece of news here. News that dads care about. Gas is averaging $4.92 a gallon, and in 13 states, it has now surpassed $5. Dads, I know we're concerned about energy because we're always turning the lights off. We're always worried about turning this car around. So this hurts us. This hurts us deep inside. What's your take?
Well, I've always joked that the daddest thing that I do is walk around turning lights off and grumbling about it.
I'm gonna stop you right there. That should be a shirt. Like the daddest thing I do.
Turn off the damn light.
I'm the daddest person in this room. Right? I can see it now.
That's another shirt idea for people who are making T-shirts.
I'm dad ass. Huh?
I'm loving this is the
This
gold
gold
mine.
just
The gold
spitting
mine.
gold.
I mean, which is
patent pending.
Rapunzel not Rapunzel. Rumpelstiltskin over here just spinning gold. Rapunzel had gold hair. Okay, there's all the same thing.
I mean, I thought my hair was nice. I didn't realize it was that nice. Wow. I'll take Rapunzel over Rumpelstiltskin.
Come on, he spun the gold. And
He was weird. He was creepy. Ugh. Just the name.
well, and if you read the original one, when she figured out his name, he got angry enough that he ripped himself in half. The old nursery rhymes are like terrifying because most of them are German, and old German nursery rhymes are like, this is really depressing.
Well, it makes sense coming from a culture that has the Krampus, which I actually fully believe in the Krampus. That should be a thing in America too.
I think it's pronounced Krampus.
Is it?
Krampus.
I like the Krampus too. the Krampus just sounds cool.
I feel like you're mixing in like crumpets.
He's a little happier. I figure if he's eating crumpets, he's not as mean. He's like, it's like we talked about before. It's like the good, the bad, but then the bad people that are also cool. The Krampus, he's like the bad guy, but he's actually kind of cool. He brings out crumpets for you before he takes you off.
But British food is notoriously bland.
Oh, but you got to get the right ones. It's changed.
Well, I mean, I had a million children before I started traveling, and so the long story short, I've never traveled to Europe, so I have no idea.
Oh.
I'm not a worldly person.
Separate video. Well, you are a worldly person, just not a world traveler, because you're OnlyFans.
Oh, that's true.
You're definitely,
you're
definitely of the world. A man of the world right here. You just haven't traveled.
I've been around the block a few times.
Yeah, I do not want you to cut yourself down. You know?
Okay, fair. Thank you.
You're going to be seen all over this world. Anyway, so thoughts on gas. I mean, what are we thinking?
Just anger. Lots of anger. A lot of unbridled rage. I want so badly to own a fully electric car. I don't have one, and I'm softballing this up to you to flex on me.
I know. I did it. I got an electric car.
So proud of you.
And it's awesome. We actually hit it at just the right time, which is, I mean, not really our doing. I wish I could take credit for that timing, but
go ahead and take credit. It's fine.
So I did. I planned it out. I knew what the market was going to do. I can have a crystal ball. So if any of you guys don't want to know if we're going to hit a recession, let me know. I can tell you.
Just hit me with a lotto number, and it'll be fine.
I get into the lottos. Okay, come on. That's crazy.
All right.
It's a crystal ball.
Fallback plans only fans. So carry on.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm thinking is, like, for me, even the electric charging has gone up a little bit, but not nearly as much as gas.
Sure.
I'm not too concerned, but I mean, if I had a gas car, that would be a lot. It would definitely dissuade me from taking a big trip, or like a road trip if I was going to drive. I think I'd much prefer to fly. And I think you're seeing that in the market, that you see a lot more people buying flights. What do you think? Is it dissuading you from traveling, or are you just going to be like, screw it, here goes my savings, we're going to travel anyway?
I would say yes, it is dissuading people. I mean, you're going to see a drop off just because, I mean, the price is getting pretty outrageous. Will it stop people entirely? No, because I mean, so much of our country is just built around this car culture. But
what can we do to change it? Like, what's the solution? Is it just everyone get electric cars? Is there a solution?
Bicycles,
electric bicycles, everybody.
Hamsters. Just fill a car full of hamster wheels. Get those guys running.
I've seen the commercial on that, right? Don't the hamsters? Apparently, even the hamsters are driving cars. That's how expensive it is. That's
an old commercial, buddy. I think your age is showing.
It is the Dad News Daily Weekly, so, it does make sense. All the dads out there would know that commercial. They're like, that was a knee slapper.
Just lean into it. Yes.
All right, so next up, tips for new dads. This is we're going to round out the Dad News Daily Weekly for today. Any new dads out there, we got some tips for you. Do not be dissuaded. I know it's tough. It is hard to be a new dad, actually. Like that one punched me in the gut. Before then, I was happy with my wife. We were traveling, doing all these things. We had our OnlyFans.
Careful. She does watch this.
She would agree with me. I love my kids, don't get me wrong, but it changes your life in so many ways. We just had our second, and now that we've had our second, there's so many things that I'm like, oh man, I wish people would have told me about this with the first one. And here's my first tip for dads. This is going to blow your mind if you haven't been a dad, because you wouldn't know about this. Like, they just don't go posting this on Instagram. This is like the dark web stuff. They make these fake pants for kids, right? You know the fake pants. It's the pants, or they are the pants for kids, where it looks like they have an elastic band. You know those bands that you kind of pull up and tighten on sweats? Mm-hmm. They look like they have this elastic pulley band, but there's no band. They literally just have sewn in 2 little pieces of elastic band to the front, but there's no pulling action. Like, you can't tighten the pants up at all. So new dads, look at the pants before you buy them, because my son, he gets his jeans from me. Well, I hope. I hope. We haven't actually gotten the paternity test.
We're going to get John Morey.
Yeah. He has the same body type, very skinny. And the pants, sometimes they don't fit just quite right. So I want to go and tighten them up, and you can't. So they have these little dangly pieces that you should be able to tie. You can't. They're just there for show, and it's such a waste. It's such a farce. Have you seen these pants?
I mean, my youngest is 5, so not recently, but I oftentimes laugh because nursing, we're surrounded by females, and they often have clothing that has zippers or buttons that do absolutely nothing, and so I'm constantly pointing these things out. One of the ones that cracks me up is when they usually have like a zippered pocket on their arm that could maybe hold a singular chapstick. And I'm confused every time by what you're supposed, like, you would think, oh well, maybe a phone pot, like if you were going to work out and you wanted to carry your phone, but it's not large enough to carry a phone. It's tiny. You might be able to fit a couple of hair ties in there, but just going along the same path of clothes with unnecessary or useless things on them that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Next topic. New tip for tips for new dads. Next tip is don't share your good food. And I've made this mistake, and I'm not going to make it anymore. Okay. Do not share your good food, because it's just going to be wasted. We go to a restaurant, we get the good stuff. The other day, I think it was a steak. Oh, it was a good steak. And so naturally I want to share with my kids. I want to give them all the things I never had. So I go to hand him this delicious piece of steak. And I think I put several pieces on his plate.
Sure.
I look over, I'm eating, I'm doing my thing. When I look back, who's eating the steak? The floor. The trash man. It's now just all over. It's thrown. And it just hurt me. And it's not a one-time thing. This has happened countless times. The dog gets the good food. The floor gets the good food. Everyone but me who ordered the good food. So I've had enough. I'm not giving him any of my good food anymore. He can get the broccoli, the side broccoli, or the mashed potatoes or something.
I'm afraid of the kind of person this parenting is turning you into, Peter. I'm honestly concerned, buddy.
It's changed me, man. I'm living a dark life now. I'm hoarding good steak.
You're much too good for children.
Tearing up these fake pants in kids' stores. This is fake.
Not real. Don't buy from here. Well, yeah, I tell my kids all the time, and my oldest is 12. God, I feel old.
You are old.
Okay, that's enough. Kids don't know what good food is. They don't know what good food is. It's wasted on them. My wife is a fantastic cook, and she'll whip up homemade spaghetti and meatballs or some phenomenal thing. Comes from the Italian family side. Oh my God, so good. So I'm so spoiled.
So wait, how does she feel about Vespas then? What's her take? We talked about this before. You're making fun of me for wanting a Vespa.
Sure.
Now it's out. Now the secret's out. Apparently, you got some Italian in your own family.
Ciao.
You come to me on the eve of your wife's cooking spaghetti.
She gets mad when I do the Godfather impressions.
You dishonor my family. I think that's pretty solid, bud. That's a solid Godfather. Right
I feel Marlon Brando would disagree with you. I honestly, I don't know how she feels about Vespas. But like I said, we haven't. I am worldly without having traveled the world, so we've never been to Italy. So,
well, if you're watching this, Chris's wife, post in the comments how you feel about Vespas. Chris needs to know.
I don't even know if she watched.
Anyway, kids wasting food.
Yes. Kids don't know what good food is. My wife is a phenomenal cook. I'm spoiled, completely rotten. And then the kids are like, ew, I don't want to take this off. I'm like, you're going to move out one day. And you're going to look back at this and be like, why did I waste all this food? But no matter how much I tell them and beat my head against the wall, nobody's listening to me. They're just like, I don't like this. And I'm like, It's infuriating. Stay calm. That's a tip for, take a minute. Find your center. Find your peace. Look at porn. Whatever you need. OnlyFans. Whatever you need to center yourself and bring back the calm. If that includes looking at naked bodies, more power to you. Because that helps me. Also pinching.
I do agree with that.
And we've come full circle.
Just find your center, because you're right. I mean, there are all these things that you learn and things you're like, why is this way? Just relax. I've been screamed at in the store. I've been had food thrown at me. I've gotten pinched by my kids and Chris in public places. And at the end of the day, just take a breath. It's okay. Just relax. You acting up is that's gonna feed the fire. It's giving them what they want. Just win at their game.
One of the things I have sometimes done is when kids are throwing tantrums, particularly if you're home, move to another room. Because a tantrum is looking for attention. So if they're looking for the audience, and what's funny, and you can even laugh about this as it happens, is if you move from the room, oftentimes they'll try and continue the tantrum if you just keep moving. We live in a 2-story house, which makes it great because I'll go upstairs. I'm like, okay, have your tantrum. Let me know when you're done. And then they, because you've now removed the audience, which is great.
Nice. I think I used that on my wife one time. It did not work. So this works on kids, not on spouses.
You got to share the bed with her later. So or the couch.
I kept trying to run away. I was like, this is my couch.
You can't run fast enough.
Any tips? Any other tips you'd like to add? Free time.
I read about one where somebody said that if you tell your children when the ice cream truck comes by, they only play the music when they're out of ice cream.
That is brilliant. I think I told you earlier that we've had this ice cream guy. He comes around. Oh, he always comes around when our kid's trying to sleep too. I mean, it's 100% accountability. It's our fault for leaving the windows open, but it's super hot in here.
Sure.
Comes around ringing his bell. Ice cream. So that's brilliant. No one gets excited now. They're like, oh man, he's all out.
He's all out. That's the only reason he's ringing the bell. I can't take credit for that. I read it somewhere else, but somebody out there is a genius.
It's a pro tip. All right. Dad News Daily, Weekly. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.